There are a lot of myths regarding battery charging, from putting your phone in the fridge to prolong the battery to the biggest of all, which is to charge or not charge your phone overnight, which is what we're talking about today. So first of all, Apple, Samsung and Huawei all have something to say about this, so stay tuned for that. Second thing is, this is technically not a charger. And I'll tell you why. Third thing is, I know a guy who knows the first guy that knows a lot about something which we're talking about today. I hope you get what I'm saying. I'll have him here as a guest so he shares his thoughts about whatever it is. And finally, I've spent the past 3 days researching about this topic. There's a lot of crap on the internet. Everybody just wants to say something about charging overnight and whatever. So I have to sift through what is actually true and the rest of the nonsense. So without further ado, I know you guys don't have time. You're thinking about your data and stuff. Let's just get into the video. So in 2018 came Huawei's EMUI 9.1, and with that UI came a feature called Smart Charge. Now this basically studies your charging routine. If it's a regular one, say you charge at the same time every day and you unplug it from charge at the same time every day, it charges up to 80%, holds it there and then continues charging when it's almost time for you to unplug it from the charger. So Apple in 2019 released iOS 13, and iOS 13 also came a feature which Apple is calling optimized battery charging, which is similar to Smart Charge in Huawei. So the idea between these, what Apple and Huawei is doing, is it prevents your battery from being fully charged for a long time. And then you ask yourself, is there a problem when my battery stays fully charged for a long time? Now that's the question we're going to answer today. That is where this comes in, which we call a charger or a power brick or a power adapter. Let me just call it a power adapter for the sake of this video. So this, all it does is supplies power to your phone. That is basically all it does. It drops down the high AC current, 100 volts, 240 volts, depending on what part of the world you're in. It drops that down to a low voltage DC current and it pushes that into your phone, where your phone also actually drops it down a little to work with. But basically, that's all it does. So this has no idea what charge level it is on your phone. If it's at 0%, if it's 50, it's 100, it just supplies power. That is where the technical word charger comes in. Like I said earlier, this technically is not a charger. This is also where my guest comes in. And before he comes in, just so you guys know, he has no academic experience whatsoever in whatever he's going to talk about. He wears glasses, and I feel like those who wear glasses, they're smart enough. So let's just give him a chance. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Yeah, you are right. You are right about this being a power adapter, just pushing power to the mobile device. But what actually determines if your smartphone or mobile phone needs to be charged or not is in the smartphone itself. It's a part of the power management system, which is sometimes known as the battery management controller. This is what comes in when your phone gets the 100% mark and then decides to stop it from charging. Now at that point, it only draws power from the power supply and not the battery in the smartphone. But you shouldn't be surprised though to see power adapters smart enough to have their own power management systems.
Okay, thank you, Delppy. So back to the question, is it a problem if I leave my phone fully charged at 100% for a long time, like still plugged in? Here's the answer. So the charger, which we've all realized now is in the phone, is part of the power management system in the phone. Now that monitors and allows the battery at 100%, it allows it drop down to a preset charge, which this is decided by the manufacturer. So the controller or the charger allows it drop down to this percentage and then it charges it back up to 100%. Now you don't see this drop down because the algorithm just basically says 100%, so you think it's fully charged. But what goes on under the hood, what goes on behind the scenes, it's just that it drops it down and then it brings it back up. It drops it down and it brings it back up. And this is where trickle charging actually occurs. So it does this all the time. Every time it goes down, it needs bits of energy to push it back up. Anytime it goes down, it needs bits of energy to push it back up. And that is eating away the lifespan of your battery. That is the problem. So that is why Apple has optimized battery charging and Huawei has Smart Charge to prevent your phone from being fully charged or at 100% for a very long time. Because if it doesn't need to go beyond 80%, why go beyond 80%? Like I'm sleeping. I don't need a fully charged battery at that moment. All I want to wake up to is I wake up to 100%, a fully charged battery. So all this delays battery aging and prolongs the battery lifespan. Apple also adds that it reduces the amount of time that the battery spends fully charged, which we've just realized that is the problem. So here's my verdict and solutions. Lithium-ion batteries don't need to be full especially all the time. Also, they don't need to be fully dead also all the time. There's just that right spot for it. So it's kind of like us humans. Like, you eat to a state that you're very full, that you feel so uncomfortable and so uneasy. Also, you can't be very hungry, because that is also very uncomfortable. It's the same thing. But you see, always charging to 100% and using the phone is not a problem. But charging to 100% always and leaving it on charge always is the problem. Let me use us humans again as an example. It's like eating to full all the time, but then I'm always exercising, I'm working out, I'm doing rigorous activities to burn down calories and everything. That is healthy, right? Compared to I eat a lot all the time, I'm just always eating something and I'm always full, always eating, always full, and I'm just sitting, just sleeping. It's either I sleep or I'm watching movies, I'm sleeping, I'm watching movies, and eating and sleeping and watching movies. Is it that? I'm not really burning calories, and all that is going to do is just build up fat in my body, which is unhealthy. Everybody knows this. Even your user manual that comes with your phones, which none of us actually reads, it says that to store your phone for a long time, or for long time storage, you charge your phone to about 60 or 80% and then you put it down or you put it away. It never says fully charge your phone, fully charge it to 100% and put it away. So one thing to do is make sure this Huawei and Apple features are turned on your phone. It is set on by default, but just check it. Now, if you do for some reason wake up in the middle of the night while your phone is charging, just check to see if it's at 100%. Just take it off charge. Not every time does smart charge and optimized battery charging get to work, especially if you don't have a regular charging cycle. And I hope this has cleared the doubts about charging overnight, what to do and what not to do. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give a like down there. It turns blue when you like the video. Did you realize that? Try it and see. Share this video to whoever it is that is interested, whoever charges their phone overnight. Share it to all of them. And I'm Wazz. I'll see you on the next video. Do whatever it is that you have to do to stay safe. I'll see you on the next one.